First off, I want to thank you very much for your help and assistance with this investigation. We value our partnership with the media, and there's no way we could do our job without the assistance of that partnership. As you know, a 6-year-old boy was kidnapped earlier this morning at approximately 07:25. The young man's name is Cole Puffenbarger, Puffinburger. He's a white male juvenile, blonde hair, blue eyes, weighing approximately 48 pounds, approximately 3 feet 11 inches tall. Cole wears wire-rimmed glasses. Now, it's been just about 13 hours since this abduction. We've learned a lot since then. Certainly there's a lot of questions. We want to get this information out to the community. It's imperative that we get to the facts of the initial abduction. What we've learned throughout our investigation is this was not a parental abduction. This was not a miscommunication. This was a very deliberate act. This was a very dangerous act. This family was targeted in this attack. The kidnappers are described as 2 Hispanic males with very thick Hispanic accents. The Metro Police Department has spent this entire day combing that neighborhood, interviewing family members, interviewing neighbors. We've determined that, again, this is not a parental abduction, and I can't stress that enough. The very initial investigation revealed that, again, at 07:30 this morning, 2 Hispanic male adults approached the residence, identified themselves as police officers, used that ruse to gain entry into the house. They are not police officers. Once they gained entry into the house, they immediately bound and gagged Cole's mother, her fiance, at which time the house was ransacked and Cole was abducted. Now, earlier today, the Missing Persons Unit, working alongside of the robbery detail and a number of other law enforcement agencies, issued an Amber Alert. This Amber Alert went out to the southern region of the country, and again, we are pleading with the members of this community as well as every other community throughout this country, if there is any information, any sightings along dealing with Cole, that you contact this agency immediately. Take that flyer, put it out there. Now, tomorrow morning we will be briefing once again with the media. We will be out at the neighborhood again. We've been viewing video in some of the neighboring stores. We've been checking with homes to see if anybody had heard anything. We'll be out in that neighborhood again at the same time that this attack happened this morning. Should there be somebody that wasn't available today for comment that may have information that may help in this investigation. Now, as I did begin with, there won't be too many questions answered tonight due to the fact that this is an ongoing investigation, and certain information, obviously, as you know, can't be divulged at this time. With that, I will answer any questions that you may have. No, again, this was not a random act. This was a very deliberate attack targeting this family. Again, the investigation is going on right now. What we have to really focus on is the urgency, the sense of urgency that we have in finding Cole within a very short period of time. Right now we have information that there were 2 Hispanic males, possibly 3, a third outside. You know, again, as we've been reaching out to the community, and the media has been fantastic in that assistance, we have received some information right now. We are in the process. Every tip that comes in, we verify it, take painstaking measures to ensure that every lead is followed up on. We have coordinated our efforts with every member of the law enforcement community. That includes our federal partners. There are a task force involved. Again, we're dealing with an abduction of a 6-year-old child. All the stops have been pulled out on us. Yeah, and again, right now, the information that we're receiving is so raw at this time. The investigation is ongoing. What we want to really focus on right now is, as you put out the description of Cole, we are imploring every member of this community to ensure that if they have any information, if they have any tips whatsoever, if you have anything that you believe may actually lead to identifying where coal may be, call the number that you've been provided with on the flyers, reach out to the police department.
So just to clarify, between this morning and right now, is that now being a nationwide search?
Right now, we've reached out to the southern region based on some of the information that we're following up on to ensure that we don't neglect any leads. Once again, as the day has unfolded, there has been a number of tips, as you can imagine. Not one of those tips can be neglected. We have to ensure that we follow up on every one of them to ensure that we take every effort to find coal as quickly as possible.
Is there a possibility that you suspect the suspects are in Mexico?
There's a very real possibility that these suspects are Mexican nationals. So certainly all routes and avenues leading down that road are being covered by our partners in law enforcement.
And is there a difference between going just a search and the amber alert? I mean, do we
And technically you do. Unfortunately, the vehicle description wasn't provided in this case. However, due to the violent nature of this takeover, attack, and this abduction of the 6-year-old child, it was very imperative that the Amber Alert go out. And again, as you know, when you're dealing with an Amber Alert, as you asked the question, is there a difference between a search or an Amber Alert? When we assign the term Amber Alert to one of these searches, it implies the utmost urgency. Now, there are many times where we have searches. Last year alone, 3,700 runaways. Did every one of those require an Amber Alert? No. A lot of investigative leads and follow-ups were able to identify where they were at the time. When you put out an Amber Alert throughout the states, it expresses that sense of urgency. There is a sense of urgency in this case. Those will go on the radio, television, road signs, every avenue that's out there will get this information. And again, we're imploring everyone throughout the country, if they have any information, please pay attention, be very alert. If you should see anything or learn of anything or know of anything, no tip is too small. We encourage the feedback. We're asking the community's participation in helping to locate this child. Again, when you're dealing with a situation like this, every moment counts. That's why throughout this entire day, throughout this investigation, the detectives working with their partners in all the other aspects of law enforcement, working with our partners in the media, have been diligently putting forth every effort we can to ensure that no lead is neglected, that we turn down every avenue to ensure that we can enhance our chances of locating coal to the best of our ability.
Can you talk about the connection that the suspect has with the family? It's
Yeah.
now deliberate.
Sure. At this time, again, this was a very deliberate attack. There was no mistaking when they targeted this home. With regards to the relationship of the victims and the suspects, once again, as this investigation progresses, and tomorrow morning I'm certain that there will be some more information that we'll have to provide to the community. But again, as we begin this search, the primary focus right now is locating coal. So if there are any leads, if anyone does have any information on that, we are imploring you to contact the police department and aid in his safe return to the family. Good enough?